So the Commission of Inquiry into the fire that gutted Johannesburg's Marshalltown Usindiso building has been postponed indefinitely. The March 31st fire claimed 76 lives and left dozens homeless. Our reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa joins us live from the inquiry. Mbalenhle, a good morning to you. What is the latest and why are we seeing the postponement of this inquiry?
Well, certainly. The Commission started very briefly with the Commission Chair walking in to announce that the Commission will not proceed as scheduled today. Today was set to be the third day of those hearings into the fire, which, the Commission was also set up to establish the cause of that particular fire, but it will not continue as planned due to certain challenges that we're going to be hearing from one of the city's representatives, someone from M&S Attorneys who is here, really just representing the city of Johannesburg. We are going to get clarity as to why the Commission will not continue and how long we might need to wait before the Commission resumes again. Thank you so much, Tiamo Sidumedi, for speaking to us. Why is it that the Commission has been adjourned today without really a day to reconvene the Commission?
Good morning, ma'am. As we heard from the Commissioner Kampepe, our client served the Commission with a notice advising them that, unfortunately, due to the fact that the venue did not comply with the requirements of the bylaws, they had to issue a notice to that effect. On Friday, the city advised the Commission that given the head count of people present in the room, there ought to be a certain number of fire escape routes. Unfortunately, that could not be organized between last Friday and today. So it is in that regard that the city, we are instructed, had to then issue this compliance notice to the Commission.
Now, we had heard, well, obviously this was unconfirmed on Friday, that today the venue would have been changed and would have moved elsewhere. Do we know why that didn't happen today?
Obviously, from the city's perspective, we are not privy to such arrangements. All that the city was doing was simply to check for compliance and issue appropriate notices. We are not part of the organizing of the Commission, so we unfortunately cannot comment on the logistics regarding the change or not changing of the venue.
No, certainly. We have been sitting here throughout the hearings of the first day and the second day, and we've heard from EMS, the first responders who are emergency services officials, as well as one SABC official. What do you make of the testimony that has come so far? Do you have any comments?
Look, the only comment that we can make is that obviously as the City of Johannesburg, our client was here to provide an accurate account of what transpired. That's why we could have heard from the EMS officials that were there to explain the steps that they took to fight the fire and what they encountered on that fateful evening. So that's what Citizen Money is all about. It's here to assist the Commission to get to the bottom of what happened so that the Commission can achieve its terms of can successfully achieve its terms of reference.
Certainly. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That is Tiamo Sidumedi just speaking to us about the Commission not continuing as scheduled. Now, I would like to give you just feedback as to what has transpired in the first 2 days of the hearing and how postponement really just should come as no surprise. You will remember that on the first day, we were not allowed entry into this very venue that you see us in due to the issues around headcounts. We had been informed that only 25 people were allowed in the venue, and this is why we were not allowed entry until after the break. It wasn't until there was some external intervention that we were then allowed inside the venue. The testimony that we have heard so far is from EMS service officials or high-ranking officials who came before the Commission to speak to us about the time the fire was reported, the time they responded, and the time they arrived on the scene and what they found. And the fire was described as abnormal, and that inside the building they had found hazardous materials all over the building, really. These included paraffin stoves, as as well as wooden structures that were there, and some were used as partitions inside buildings. The fire, which had seemingly started on the first floor, went all the way up to the third floor. We also heard about blockages or emergency exits all being blocked by various materials, such as brick walls, as well as locked gates and boxes, because some of those emergency exits were used as storage facilities. Every floor had a locked gate. This created blockages and made it difficult for many people to leave the building. It would also appear, based on the testimony that we heard on Friday from one of the investigating officers who took pictures and compiled 800 pictures to present before this commission, that they are not ruling out the possibility that this fire could have been started by illegal connections, given that majority of the pictures that were presented before this commission on Friday showed illegal connections that were snaking throughout the buildings, illegal cables connected directly to a transformer into the building and running through passageways, going through doors, and so on. We also heard that the top floor was also blocked by people trying to save some of their personal belongings. This was presented by the investigating officer that appeared here with those pictures, saying that those who tried to save their belongings from the fire created blockages right on the top floor, which prevented other people from leaving the building. Now, we also heard that the official number of people who died in that fire was not 77 as it had been previously reported. However, the official number was 76, and the reason for that is because they found severed body parts in the building, and this is what then increased the body count. However, the number of official deaths sits at 76, and we understand that this was a very tragic event that claimed those lives of 76 people, displaced many, which left people living in homeless shelters around Johannesburg in need of assistance and need of humanitarian relief, and some were injured and suffered from burn injuries, and they too needed some assistance. Many landed up in various hospitals, including Hill and Joseph around Johannesburg, as well as Charlotte Maxeke. Now, that is the incident that happened, and this fire that has been described as abnormal due to the fact that it was fueled by the many hazardous materials that were found inside the building. Now, we are looking forward to the commission resuming again, and we will keep our ears peeled and our eyes peeled for any notification as to when this commission will then resume.
Mbalenhle Mthethwa bringing us the latest there, and of course what she's heard already from the commission into the Usindiso building that was burnt on the 31st of August in the Joburg CBD. Some really gruesome details of what would have taken place the day of that fire, and of course she'll be keeping a close eye on that story as well.